What's up guys, my name is Soulless Baby, and today I want to do like a brief overview of all the Javelins that I got to play with during the demo. I had a lot of fun during this thing, and I think this game is going to be fantastic once they get all these bugs and stuff ironed out. I'm going to spend a lot of time doing it, but I'm not going to stop playing Destiny, so nobody has to worry about that. So, I just want to do an overview of them. I don't want to get into too many details. I want to go over how they felt, what they're good for, maybe help you make a selection. I don't want to say that if you like playing a tank, play Colossus, or if you like being a mage, play a Storm. I think that's too general for this game. There's a lot of stuff you can do with the characters, but I want to give you an idea, if you didn't get a chance to play the demo, of what each one of these is going to be like, and keep in mind what you might want to try might be a little bit different than what you actually end up liking. So, first off, I want to start with the Ranger, because it's the first Javelin that you unlock. It's like an all-around build. It's very mid-range. It's very versatile in what it can do. It's suited well to do a little bit of everything, kind of a jack-of-all-trades kind of thing. You start off with a frag grenade and a seeking missile, and it does pretty well, especially for the first couple of missions. It really gives you a good feel of how the flight works, how the jumps work, and its ultimate and all that kind of stuff are really good as well. Mostly, I think the Ranger's going to be good for single target DPS. I think it's going to be more of a DPS type build for bosses. Somewhat of an ad clear. You can really control the battlefield with it as well. It does everything pretty good. It doesn't do one thing specifically excellent. It's all around awesome. Its combo effect, which is when you do a combo with each one of the Javelins, they each have a specific effect. This one's effect is bonus damage is dealt to a single target upon detonation. So when you detonate a combo, that target is going to be taking more damage. Next up, I want to talk about the Colossus. Now, this is the one that I spent some time with, specifically because a good friend of mine liked this one a lot. He prefers the tankier type of builds, and a lot of people are saying that this guy is pretty weak. I'm not going to disagree with that. He needs some tweaking. They made him a tank, but without a shield, so it makes it really difficult for him to be a tank due to the way that health works in Anthem. And the fact that he doesn't do a ridiculous amount of DPS, or a lot of small ad clearage and stuff like that, you don't get the health drops as much with this guy. You're mostly going to be soaking up damage and keeping it away from your Storms and your Interceptors that I'm going to talk about here in a second. He needs a rework. He is one of the weaker, if not the weakest, Javelins right now. I think he probably is the weakest. His ultimate is okay. It shoots 3 of these huge explosions. It's more of a small ad clear than anything else, but it's not as good as the other small ad clears that are out there. So this guy definitely needs, in my opinion, a complete and total rework. I think he needs a shield. I think his ultimate needs to do either more damage to a single target or do more AoE effects. The comboing that I felt with him was really just not synergistic. It was really clunky. I like him. I'm not saying that I don't like him. I think he's a good Javelin, but I think he needs some help. I think he needs just a little bit of a helping hand. His combo is that bonus damage is dealt over a small area near the point of detonation. And I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't even see this happen. I don't know if I was doing it wrong, but I saw the combo go up, and I didn't see all that much damage being dealt with over the area, so I don't think that's really working the way it's intended to, or if it is, it's too weak and it needs to be buffed. So that's my take on the Colossus. If you like tanks, definitely try him out. He's super fun, super tanky, but he's just not on par with the other ones, in my opinion. I think he may be a late game build. That's what I would probably guess. Next up, the Interceptor. Now, this is the one that I actually thought I was going to like the most. The Interceptor is kind of what I would play in any other game. Very in-your-face, very fast, jumping in and out of places with all the enemies. You're doing a lot of damage to a very large amount of enemies. More of an ad-cleary type build, and I usually play for those. I like being right up in somebody's face and being a super big nuisance to them. And while he was fun, don't get me wrong, I had a blast with him. I don't think that it's my personal favorite, but he's still very good. He's top tier. There's nothing wrong with him, in my opinion. He has a glass cannon, though. He's got a very small amount of health, very small shield, so you're going to have to be very cognizant of your entire battlefield, where the shots are coming from, what's shooting at you. If you like playing glass cannons and like being right up in people's faces, you're probably going to love this guy. His combo is when you detonate a combo, you gain an elemental aura, based on the ability that you use to detonate the combo. Any enemy near you will receive the corresponding elemental status. This is actually extremely effective if you're running an ice setup, or if your Storm is running some frost charge or something like that. You can go in, ignite that combo, and you'll be able to deal that effect to more enemies than just that one that you were fighting. So it's super good at clearing out some ads. His super is amazing. It's this fan of knives destroying all the little ads around and everything. He's really good. I think people are going to gravitate more towards him and Storm than anything else right now, just specifically because they are on the top end of the damage spectrum for just about everything. They do everything really, really well. But I will say that the Interceptor is super, super fragile, so you have to be very, very cognizant of how you're moving. And last up, but certainly not least, the Storm. This is 100% my favorite Javelin in the game, and most people's favorite Javelin in the game. I don't know if it's because he's ridiculously powerful or if he's just super satisfying to play, but trust me guys, he is both of those. You can combo stuff like no other, all the elemental damage, specifically Frost Shards and the Lightning Bolt. I can't remember the name of it, I think it's Lightning Bolt or Lightning Strike or something. Freeze him with the Frost Shards, hit him with the Lightning Strike, and with his combo effect, spreads elemental damage of primer ability to more enemies near the point of detonation. When you freeze them and ignite them, with that setup, all the enemies around them also get frozen. So it's really good at clearing out some choke points, keeping the enemies pinned right there for your Interceptors and Rangers and Colossuses to deal with. In my opinion, your optimum loadout, from what I can tell so far, this might change, would be 2 Storms, 1 Interceptor, and a Colossus. I really feel like that's going to be super effective for you to keep control of a battlefield. Colossus using his battle cry, the Interceptors dealing with all the tiny ads, and the Storms raining down elemental damage from above. His ultimate is amazing. 3 giant booms of elemental damage, an ice, a fire, and an electric. It does a lot of DPS, and it does a ridiculously good job at ad clearage. Storm can do anything. He can either DPS a boss, or he can clear a large area. You've got so much you can work with. He is 100% my favorite. I hope this has helped you make a decision about what you want to play. Highly recommend the Storm and the Interceptor. The Ranger is really good too. Colossus needs some work, but don't let that hesitate you from using him if you like tank builds. You might be able to make him work better than I could. So I hope that made you make a good decision about what you want to play whenever the open demo comes out here next weekend. Like this thing if it did. Give me a comment underneath this video about any thoughts that you had about the Javelins or any questions you have about them. I had a lot of playtime with all of them. Subscribe to my channel for more Anthem content. With that guys, I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.